Be looking at the fsociety hacking tools pack. All right, so this is essentially a penetration testing framework that will give you all the tools that are used in the Mr. Robot series. Now, for those of you asking what exactly is the Mr. Robot series, well, it is a TV show that is quite interesting actually, and its main focus is about a hacker. Now, I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers and tell you stuff that you probably want to explore yourself. That's if you haven't watched Mr. Robot. But let's get started. So yes, this is a very interesting script that I thought most of you guys would like to see, and not because it is about being a script kiddie, but for the fact that if you're a beginner, this can be a fantastic place to start off. All right, so I have the GitHub page, the GitHub repository. The link will be in the description, and all credits go to the author. I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just showing you how to configure it and how to get it up and running so that you too can explore it as well. So you can just clone the repository and just copy the link, or you can download it as zip and save it wherever you like. Now, I've already done my research on this and I was exploring it quite a bit, and I have to say I'm quite impressed, and I'll explain why. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the to my OPT folder. Sorry, there we are, and I'm just going to clone it in here, right? Because I actually want to perform some more research on this script. So git clone. All right, now it turns out that this script does really even work with Windows and with Linux using the terminal emulator on Linux or on Android. Sorry about that. So it does work on Android as well, and Windows using a terminal emulator. And I'll be actually making videos on that and how to get it running. This can be very, very interesting, given the fact that you can now use a script like this remotely. All right, so once you've cloned the repository, if we list it down there, you can see it's called the fsociety. So we're going to just browse into the folder fsociety, and we're going to list what's in here. And it's pretty simple, right? You have your Python. You have your install.sh, which is your shell executable. You have the license, the mobile.py, and your update.shell. Right. What we need to do is, since we are on Linux, I'm guessing Kali Linux or any other penetration testing distribution, we need to change the permissions. So install.sh, and now we can execute it. So let's list. There we are. So let's execute the install.sh. There we are. All right, so it's going to start installing it, and credit to the author. It is the Maniso Tools installer. All right, so I'll just give it a few seconds, and there we are. So a directory has been found, and that's because I already had it installed. So yes, installing it, and it's going to clone the other folders into your user and your shared documents, right? All right, so as you can see, once it's done installing, it's going to ask you, all is done. You can execute the tool by typing fsociety. Pretty simple, right? Awesome. All right, let me just back out of this directory, and we're going to start it up. So fsociety. All right, fsociety, and there we are. Awesome, fantastic, right? And now let's just get started with what this is exactly. This is a framework. All right, it's very important to understand this. It's not going to give you hacking powers, or you don't have to know anything about hacking to use it. It is essentially just a collection of all the tools, or all the popular or important tools that are used in the Mr. Robot series, or simply put, these are tools that are very, very popular in hacking, right? So let's look at what we have. It's divided into sections, which is awesome. So we have information gathering, password attacks, wireless testing, exploitation tools, sniffing and spoofing, web hacking, private web hacking, post exploitation, installing and updating, and you can finally exit the script. Awesome, right? So let's start off with information gathering. All right, so in information gathering, these are probably the most popular tools. As you can see, you have your Nmap, obviously. You have set toolkit, which is your social engineering toolkit. You have your port scanning, host to IP, also very cool. WordPress users, XSS Strike. You have your Google Docs. You have your Crisps. And there's a lot of tools. As you can see, these are probably the most popular, or the tools that you're most likely to use. And you can just select them. So if I selected the set toolkit, There we are. It's gonna ask you for the permissions. I'm gonna hit yes, and it's gonna start. It's gonna download the version from the GitHub repository. It doesn't matter whether you have it installed, and that's what I was getting to. Is that if you're on Android, for example, or on Windows, it's not going to assume that you have the package installed already, and it's gonna do it for you. So that's very, very interesting and useful, right? But again, my connection right now is really slow, so I'm just going to avoid doing that, and we can just go back here. All right, so again, it's divided into different sections, and you're free to check them out as you please. We can look at something like password attacks. You have your CUP and NCRACK, also very powerful tools. Looking at things like exploitation tools, we have your AT-scan, SQL map, shell noob. You have what is the other, the Joomla SQL injection scanner. That is very awesome. I mean, if you guys are interested in SQL injection, that is something you need to check out, to be honest. All right, so let's go back, and you can check out all the other sections and the tools sorted out. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is not because this is going to make you a better hacker, not at all. For a beginner, the reason why I recommend this is it'll give you an understanding of how attacks are carried out and how the tools are sorted into, or depending on what they can do, right? So for example, if you're a beginner and you never knew what tools belong in the information gathering section, or what are the best tools to use, you just check and there you are. And then from then on, you can get to learn how each of them work, which is awesome, right? All right, let's go back, and let's say you wanted to know how to, perform sniffing and spoofing. You can open that up, and there we are. So we have the social engineering toolkit. We have the FileFisher, SMTP mailer. Awesome, right? So you get the idea. SMTP mailer is a spoofer, is an email spoofer. So you get the idea, and then you can go ahead and use it. So again, this is a pretty awesome tool that I found. It can be really helpful. I'm not saying that you want to use it all the time. I personally am not going to use it because most probably I already know what the tools are, and the tools I use the most are kept on my toolbar right here, depending on what type of work you're doing. But nonetheless, it is a very good tool to get started with hacking. And even for the experienced people out there, it can also be quite nice actually to have something, so centralized in terms of a framework. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, please leave a like down below. If you have any questions or suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on my social networks. For the latest hacking news and resources, and for the documented version of this video, you can check out my website, hsploit.com. And one more thing I want to say is that we're going to be having different challenges every week now. I've introduced a new series where we're going to have a CTF, or Capture the Flag, series where we'll be trying to solve all the Capture the Flag challenges that we can, and of course the winner is going to get a prize. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Peace.
Western